Hello, family. How y'all doing? I'm back for an update. I have not forgotten about you guys. I'm just quite occupied with what? With challenging the current government cabinet on every level, as it hurts me to see what's going on in the street level. Um, Basic human needs and rights are being ignored, and there's a lot of people out there struggling. And now, places like Oshawa and Peterborough, Ontario, they have passed bylaws and have ticketed people, as it's now illegal to feed and clothe the homeless. Believe it or not, I have information on that, so I'm not just shitting in the dark. In a moment, I might make a short video just reading to you what they are saying about the homeless in Peterborough and Oshawa, Ontario. But I'm here to update you on how I'm doing. So, I took my last drink of methadose. I lost track. About a month and a half ago now. Or a month ago. I'd have to look back, see how amazing it is. But I'll tell you how I feel. You know that I microdosed off methadose by using a microdose method of Suboxone, microdosing of Suboxone. So slowly raising the Suboxone dose as it knocks the methadose of your opiate receptors in the brain, and the methadose falls, and the Suboxone takes over those receptors. And it did it very well. I hardly felt anything in the transition. There was a day or two where I felt cold and cold, sweaty type, and I'm not comfortable in my own body. But one thing I really noticed is that Suboxone is a lot of a easier medication. I almost wish I would have tried it earlier, but I was old school and I wanted the old school stuff, not the new stuff. So I didn't know what Suboxone was. Someone I helped out who ended up being a success story, recovering from heroin addiction. I helped him, and he's doing very well. He said that Suboxone is a miracle drug, and to take it easy. And now, as I was going to start tapering right away, just I don't want to get off the ball. I want to make sure I keep in the same mind state. What was I doing? I was tapering. I was cutting that ball and chain. I was gonna stop, right? So but I was advised, now that I am off methadose for a month plus, to stay grounded and balanced where I am, which is 14 milligrams of Suboxone a day. And then after a month or two, will get me off of that. And the reason I say why I think it's a way easier on the body and a healthier way, methadose is killer. It kills and sucks your calcium out just the same as the opiates would. Destroys you slowly but surely, just as opiates or heroin would do. As soon as I got off of it, I started feeling pain in my knees and my joints. pains all over the body that I didn't even know I had. Turns out, isoboxone is not a painkiller, it's not an opiate whatsoever. It has enough qualities to to sit in the opiate receptors in the brain comfortably, but it is not a narcotic. It is not an opiate, a synthetic opiate like methadose or methadone. You know, I feel everything. I have energy, which methadose would always take from me. As soon as I had that drink, I would have no energy left. I have energy. I feel everything. I cut myself yesterday and I felt it. I'm like, wow, you know, and my knees. And so I attended to my knees with this. Voltaren is very good. I used to use it as an athlete for bones and muscle injuries. And, you know, ice or a heat blanket, electric blanket, and giving it love. But I wouldn't have known about it. Just like I wouldn't have noticed I have signs of dementia that I am going to be exploring now with my doctor, a new doctor now, as our doctor retired in our community. She believes I might have, you know, first stages of dementia because of the clonazepam, the benzodiazepines I have been on for over 15 years for anger management and so on. Part of a sedation program of the government for people like me. But not to get off the topic. So with Suboxone, I'm able to feel my body and everything that's going on. And yeah, sometimes I get these weird thoughts of wanting to do something, but it never lasts more than seconds. I correct myself right away. And I attend to a lot more things. You know, I cleaned out my house, everything suddenly became easier to do. And so I'm a month plus into this, no more methadose, Suboxone, clonazepam, and these are the last two that I will be taking care of soon. I know benzo is a very, very hard one. I know it's even harder than methadone. I know that. I've been through it. I cold turkey detoxed at home from Valium once in my life, and I know what it's like. Um, by the way, I don't advise people to do cold turkey home detoxes these days. Make sure you are medically supervised, please. This is not old school days. This is a new generation where people are actually immune to fentanyl. And when I hand out test strips for benzodiazepines and fentanyl so people can test their drugs in the streets, most of them want the benzodiazepine testers because they want the fentanyl, but they don't want the benzo in the mix because it makes them fold like envelopes and lose consciousness and so on. It's terrible, terrible. So we're dealing with the new generation, and don't do these things on your own cold turkey at home. You don't know what can happen. Like your heart can stop. So don't be crazy like I was. And I just want to mention, as it's very important, and don't have the exact number on me right now. I will make the effort to get it. But I do want to say some. In British Columbia, again this year, we have lost 2,000 plus human beings, BCers, to toxic drug overdose in 2022. So again, my friends, again, we're there. Again, it's happening. What, third year in a row we had 2,000 plus casualties in British Columbia alone. What have we lost? 35,000, maybe 40 in the last 6.5 years since it was declared a medical emergency. Have we lost 35,000 Canadians nationwide to toxic drug overdose, which is the #1 cause of death in British Columbia with ages between 19 and 39. Not COVID, not anything else, but toxic drug overdose. So what can we do? What can we do to change things? What can we do to make things better? What have we been doing wrong then all this time? What is it? Because I don't know. We've been doing more than ever before, working so hard, doing everything in our power. And still, this is the results we keep getting. The same results over and over. I don't get it. I don't know why, what's going on. This is not fair. It's not cool. I just want to find the information I was telling you about on Oshawa and Peterborough and homeless people. Okay? I want to read it to you. What the bylaw officers have put out on people and told them. It's a shame. It's a shame what I'm going to read to you, but this is what the government in Ontario dictates at the moment. Okay? Bear with me 1 second. It's a crime to feed and clothe the homeless without a permit, the city of Oshawa told a group of community volunteers. The Ontario City Bylaw Enforcement Division fined the organizer for putting together Christmas stockings for the homeless at the city's downtown Memorial Park. The event was hosted by Communities for Freedom, an association of friends who met during the Freedom Convoy and wanted to help rebuild their community. It's terrible. I cannot believe this. Why would they do that? And then there was another one. I will read it to you. Just bear with me 1 moment, okay? It's a shame. I might even read you what I wrote after reading it myself. What I wrote publicly to the people, to the government. Because I was appalled by what I saw. I mean, how can you do that to people? Okay. Another one. The Corporation of the City of Peterborough, Parks and Facilities Bylaw 19-074. The Parks and Facilities Bylaw. Work order. You are directed to immediately remove or dispose of from the park the structure, hut or tent, or its contents. Failure to comply with this work order is an offense contrary to the Parks and Facilities Bylaw. Further, in addition to the other remedies, an officer may cause the structure, hut, or tent and its contents to be removed from the park at your expense. These were handed out at the Wolf Street encampment in Peterborough recently. I'll read you my reply to that, as I was appalled. And this is what I will end with. I'm doing okay, my friends, and everybody out there. I see a lot of people doing, celebrating months and years clean. Keep going, keep going, keep going, because that's the key. You gotta keep going. That's the key. This is my response to the bylaws against our defenseless people. Basic human rights and freedoms for all. Shame on you, Oshawa and Peterborough police and city councils. Help the homeless and the marginalized. Freedom begins at the street level. Wake up, world, and not just to COVID, WEF, WHO, Trudeau, government, and the mandates, but also the homelessness. To our people with no place to go but parks, bushes, and under bridges, the ill, addicted, mentally and physically sick, born nationals of the land, veterans. Where is the low-income housing, shelters, the aid? Community action teams funded by the government can only afford but to feed and clothe the homeless, the unhoused society. We are being failed at the ground, street level, friends. 'Tis where the battle for justice and freedoms all begin. Start with paying attention, giving care, and opening your hearts. Start by housing the unhoused. Abolish reserves and Indian Act. Government of Canada, extend the branch of peace, love, care, and unity to all, not just the rich, as you sedate and abandon the poor and the ill. Take on all responsibilities, Mr. Prime Sinister. Pick your people off the ground and provide them with options, solutions, and show compassion. We live here. Dawid, Golden Wolf, Truth Teller. One love, everyone. You can do it if you want to. Just watch my channel.